It's been a solid month of April for the Big Reds as they've won 3 out of their last 5. Parkersburg down 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Noah Holland grounds one to short. Highlanders try to turn the double play, but the ball gets away at first. So Evan Schulteis gets them on the board. Cooper Mayo leading off for Huntington. He cranks one out to deep left center field, and he'll hit the brakes at second base. Highlanders unable to push any across this inning, though. To the bottom of the 5th, Caleb nicely rolls a ground ball, and he'll get 2 for the price of 1. Huntington able to turn the double play this time. Big Reds still down 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Myers shoots one to the right side for a single. Parkersburg is in business. Parker Woods steps in with runners on first and second, and he crushes one out to the wall, burning the center fielder and bringing in both Myers and Jesse Showalter for the go-ahead RBI. Parkersburg now leads 3-2. Big Reds looking for insurance, and they'll get it here. Holland smacks a grounder back up the middle, which brings Woods home, make it 4-2 Parkersburg. Cooper Cancade would shut it down in the bottom of the 7th, and Parkersburg completes the comeback with a 4-2 win. Out to Beverly for a softball matchup between Frontier and Fort Fry. Starting in the bottom of the 3rd, that's Otterbein commit Casey Berentz getting the punch out looking. No score so far. Lady Cougars at the plate. Grace Arnold rips a hot shot to Emmy Dusky, and the ball takes a tough hop, so Arnold is on first. Alexis Livingston up next, and she turns on one, sending it through the 5-hole to put runners on first and second with 2 outs. Lady Cadets would lock it down, though. Ellie Costeau gets a swing and miss to retire the side. Fort Fry looking to get on the board. Danae Layton gets things started with a single through the right side, but that's all Fort Fry will be able to get in this inning. Still no score in the top of the 5th. Gracie Mendenhall pops one up to shallow left, and Ella Dowler makes a great effort but can't quite bring it in. Mendenhall reaches first. To the home half, Keely Barrows smokes one down to 3rd, but Jaden Brown snatches it right out of the air. It was Frontier who would go on to get the narrow win, 1-0.